Yo, so here I am after a few days actually. Some guy, some viewer, subscriber, friend wanted like an explanation of my binds. So I thought, okay, sure, I'm gonna make a video like that. So in this one I'm gonna explain my binds, why are there, what do I use, and I'm gonna go through like movement keys, targeting keys, my actual binds for like most of the stuff, and the macros. That's about it. I have another video about the add-ons. I'm gonna link it right here so you can see my interface with like add-ons and all that. And yeah, let's jump into this. So let's go with movement first. For movement I have the usual W, and I don't use like the turn move. I use right click and my mouse to turn. So if I hold W, I just turn with my mouse. That's more fluid than like using a keystroke. This is the arrow keystroke, and look, it's just weird. It's slower, you know. With the mouse can instantly turn. Sometimes I don't even hold W, I just hold right click and left click, and I move like this, and this is the mouse completely, and I have like my hand free to press whatever other binds I want. So that's for sure one type of movement you can do. Like if you run from a guy, you can like turn on camera and hold W and then see what's happening if you want. So that's like this, going like forward, looking back. You like deselect with the mouse and just hold W, and you actually see, let's say there is a fight over there, you just leaped from. I got gripped here, I'm turning, jumping, turning again, and you can see what's happening. And then you can choose if they chase, you can go so away some more, or if they're not focusing you anymore, you can like move a bit so you're out of range of kicks, and then start casting again in a safe location. So yeah, basically that's my movement keys, like W, and the turning I have for I have the mouse. I don't have move backwards binded. I actually have like the arrow keys that do everything like that. I don't have like backwards movement. You can use backwards movement usually in PvE as a tank. You can also use strafe, but it's probably easier to like pinpoint location of tanking a mob or a boss or whatever with the backwards key. Maybe I don't really do PvE that much at all actually in Legion. Okay, so turn left don't use, only mouse, and strafe. I use strafe a lot, so this is strafe, you know. You can move forwards, or you know, you can just, this is strafe. Let's say this is a pillar, right? And I'm casting over here, the battlefield is over there, and the mage casts the ship. I just use strafe, I'm behind the pillar, you know, he has to blink here, and I go here, and then I'm line of sight, he has to blink again, and then yeah, I'm shipped. But you can like shear when you're over here, he cannot get you. And then, you know, for 50 seconds he's gonna have a hard time to get a ship on you. So yeah, that's with the movements. This is like the most, you can also like turn the mouse and go like this, but I think it's like way harder. You just press one button and you're out of line of sight. So yeah, that's why I use strafe, and I find it really useful to just strafe around. Okay. Yeah, the rest is jump. I like to jump a lot. I don't fake with jump. I actually fake when I cast something. I usually fake with the new stop cast I made, and just stop the cast, and it's pretty useful. I used to fake with escape, but that's a bit too far away. I'm pretty used to pressing escape, but sometimes I want to press something else right after, and like escape got in the way. Like I wanted to fake and wolf and F, for example, F, which is my totem. So yeah, escape would be make that movement quite heavily, quite a strain on my fingers. So I just swapped and made like this and an F, and it's way easier because I can press this with like little finger or my second to little finger. Yeah. I used to have undulation on here, but you don't really use undulation anymore. I mean, not undulation, unleash life. Yeah, unleash life was here, like since forever. Since unleash life was introduced, I had it here. But now I only use undulation if, I mean, even when I pick like the link, like spirit link talent with tidebringer, you can use this combination plus unleash to have a really huge chain heal. But other than that, I don't really see a point for undulation. If it wouldn't be a global, because now like I want to do undulation, I mean unleash, fuck, I'm so used to playing undulation, I'm just keep calling it, I mean unleash life. If it wouldn't be a global, yeah, it would be probably a better one, but you just don't have time for a global, and it doesn't hit for much, so maybe if it would heal for way more than this, maybe that, I don't know. So that's my movement and my targeting. Let's go with my targeting. KeyBinds. Targeting, yeah. I have tab usually for pets that are close to me, and I pretty much tab pets that are close and hex them. That's back then when BM was really powerful, and when they sent pets on me, it was easier to target tab them and hex them. Other than that, I rarely use tab. A lot of people also ask how do I target my party members. So I have Steel Series Sensei, which has buttons on each side. So basically I have my left buttons on the mouse, this button 4 and button 5, and when I press this, selects one of those party members. It's I don't know, I got used to press party members on the mouse since forever. I used to have scroll, but scroll was kinda weird sometimes, so I just bought a mouse with buttons on the side and it's way better. Yeah, button 3 and button 4 I don't use anymore. I also use like F1 and F2, F3 for target myself, and but that's when I had a different keyboard which broke a long time ago and I couldn't buy it again. Target party pet, I just double tap if you play with a warlock. It's kinda annoying sometimes if you like press party member twice and the party member has a pet, you're gonna target the pet which you may not want. Like it happened to me sometimes when I double tap to get a ship or something, and I actually double tap on the pet and dispel the pet, and somehow the pet will have a debuff, and I had dispel on a cooldown. Yeah, I'm gonna go into macros early, later into macros, and I will explain why display would be a good thing, having a macro of it. I currently not use it because I change party members and the people I play with quite often, so it was getting really annoying to change every time the naming. But yeah, I'm gonna explain this on macros. So yeah, that's for party members, my left-sided mouse buttons, because it's 2 buttons and 2 party members, so that's easy. Okay, for arena, I have my right button mouse. Again, there's 2 buttons on the right side of the mouse, and I have like the upper button, which is page up, and the button towards me, which is page down. So I have like page up, which is the mouse button, and targets the arena 1, and then I have arena 2, and then for arena 3 I have shift and page down. I'm used to pressing shift a lot, so it's not a really big deal for me. I kinda wanted another button like to be a separate thing, to be like on 1 to 3, but yeah, I just got used to this. I was used to pressing shift, so I like this combination. Okay, so this is like targeting party members and pets. Maybe I sometimes click pets. I don't really play with people that have pets, and lately everybody can resurrect their pets without a big issue. So yeah, I'm not that focused on pets. I do click them sometimes, but yeah, again, like you can double tap and you'll select them. Okay, so I guess we covered targeting, and let's go with like the actual binds right now. I have Alt G, which on enhancement it's actually Doom Winds, and on elemental it's actually the artifact again, which I forget. Actually, wait. It's where it is. There we go. The fist, yeah. So they're on use. I have it on Alt G, but on the rest I'm used to pressing B for this between. I don't know. Roots is V and B is right there, so I can use my thumb to press it. It's not that big of a deal, so it's fine for me. Okay, so yeah, that's my Alt G4 artifact empowerment on the DBS classes, and somehow I didn't like. I mean, for Resto, if you see, I can revive myself, I can heal myself without attacking myself. I use Alt. For all my self healing, I use Alt plus button. That's how I self heal. Almost always. I rarely target myself. I don't know, I just got used to with Alt like a long time ago, so having like my thumb on Alt all the time is really comfortable for me, and it's easy to press almost everything. Okay, so yeah, that's about it with Alt. Like, I have 2 healing waves here. I used to have NS on 2, an NS healing wave, and that got ruined, and yeah, rip. And I don't really have what else to press, and I don't wanna, like, healing wave is like the most pressed button I think when I play 2s, so in order to like save my keyboard I just press 1 or 2 in alternate ways. It's not really, you can like have 1 healing wave and 2 healing surge and 3 shear and whatever, you know, like have ghost wolves on something else, like not the middle button, doesn't matter. It's just a preference thing. I just left it like this. It really doesn't matter what you have over here, but yeah. And I have 1 to 5 and 6 actually. I do have 7, which is racing, but I don't actually press 7 that often, so yeah. I do press 6, which is my ascendance, and I usually do 6 and maybe, I don't know, like 6 of 1 or like that shit, you know. My other healing totems, if I see SCC coming towards me, but yeah. 6 ascendants, and that's as far as my finger can comfortably travel to, like 6 and Y, and this is like H and N, or actually it's B, and N I usually press for this, but I don't actually, I just click it from here most of the time, but like B it's comfortable, and yeah. So that's my reach. Some people can have easy time like getting to O or P or even like M, you know, they have, or K or G or L, you know, they have an easier time to reach there. I know it's like unhuman fingers, but Some people do have like really large fingers, so that's not a problem for them to reach. But yeah, I'm pretty much till 6 comfortably, and after 6 I can't really move that well. So yeah, um, I use like I always have Riptide on Q. I don't know, I just find it easier. Q on Riptide and E on Dispel. Both close on W, and you can like W and Q and Dispel, so that's nice. On X, I used to have the Battle Master trinket, you know, the one that gave you health. Now I didn't have a reliable bind, like something that I could use, so I just use healing rain here, which I pretty much only cast in the beginning of the arena. I don't really do it outside of it because it's a pretty expensive heal. Maybe if it would have been easier, I would, you know, like place it on myself because before a swap. It does pretty decent heal. It ticks quite often, so it's pretty powerful. Then it's Spirit Walk and Grace on G. I used to have it on Control 4. I don't actually remember what I had on G earlier. I could look on some old pictures, but yeah, doesn't matter. With the pruning, I just got my shit closer. I used to press Spirit Walk and Grace like on way. I mean, you didn't really fight decays that much a few expansions ago. It was Windwalker decay, but pretty much what would happen would be grip into stun, so Spirit Walk and Grace wouldn't do much. Now I'm like Spirit Walker gracing the grips because most of the decays just use grip as an interrupt. And yeah, you can like fake one, fake the other, and then Spirit Walker Grace and he will grip, or you can start with Spirit Walker Grace and he will grip nothing. Depends how like the guy does it, but usually it's either the first or the last. So if you get grip without getting kicked, you can be assured the grip is gonna come on the last cast, on his last interrupt, I mean. So yeah. I just woke up, by the way, so I'm pretty tired. Yeah, so this is a pretty basic row. This is my middle mouse, by the way, which I sometimes press. I don't actually press this for Ghostwolf, but I just left it here. I used to have it like this for a long time, but since the pruning again, now I use C for Ghostwolf, which is way easier to press, I think, and like saves my mouse from pretty brutal clicks. And mounting up is actually Alt plus middle mouse. That's why I had this, but on my Sensei it's harder to press. The scroll button has it's not. I used to have like an old Genius mouse, and that mouse was pretty easy to press the scroll button, so that's why I put Ghost on it. But now C is way easier, and I had something else on C, so I think I had like Arena Refresh Shock or something like that. Yeah, grounding on Z. I always had grounding on Z. I don't know, I have such an easy time to press Z. I press shift with my little finger and Z is right on the same level. And Alt actually, I press Alt with my thumb, and Control I also press with thumb sometimes. Like Control 1, 2, 3. When I press Control 1, 2, 3, which is my Flame Shock Lava Burst chain lining. And I also have like the tilde I think it's called. All of this I press with my thumb, Control thumb, 1, 2, 3, you know. I don't know. I think when Rookie has like the same position with his thumb, it's just comfortable for me. But little finger and 1, 2, 3, it's so hard and so weird. I just cannot press it. But Z instead I can press easily with with my little finger. So yeah, moving, blah blah blah. Z. That's it. You know. Z. Bam. Moving Z. You know. You can press it easily. I have a hard time moving like. Let's say moving left and I want to press Z, I have to stop because I'm actually using both of my fingers don't really fit, you know. I'm fat or something, so I have to like take my finger off of A and with my little finger push C, but it's not a really huge deal. So yeah, I pretty much gonna keep my mouse, you know, like use my mouse buttons to move and just press Z if I actually have to. But most of the time you're in a steady position and then you see a hunter coming to a trap, let's say. So you're casting, hunter comes here and you have boom, press Z and get on the trap. Or maybe he's a survival and he's gonna root and then maybe he's gonna throw a sticky trap on you, and you may get baited with a sticky trap because you can actually see it in the air and you don't really know if it's a sticky or a frozen trap most of the time. So yeah, and you may ground that. Other than that, that's about it with my bottom, with my normal binds. F used to be Frost Shock, no more Frost Shock for, I still have Frost Shock on my other, on Elemental I have F for Frost Shock, and for enhancement I have F for the slowing weapon enchant. But Resto is like Earth and Shield, which is super easy to press and I love it. So yeah, upper, like I said before in the early, is for the artifacts. On the DPS on this I'm just gonna press B. I'm used to pressing B on this, so it's fine. 60 Ascendance. Shift C is actually Gust of Wind. I always had mana shield on Shift C, so I was so spamming it like always. Shift C was like my go-to button in previous expansions. Like if I didn't have air shield, I was just Shift C every time because it was on a charge. You had like 3 charges I think, and when you got hit it would disappear eventually, and if you are chilled yourself it will disappear again. So yeah, you pretty much had to reapply it as soon as possible, else you would have went out of mana. So yeah, that's a bind I'm really used to pressing. And I have Wall, which is Control E. It's a kind of hard button to press, but I like it. And actually now I use the little finger plus E. So yeah, maybe not the best bind, but it's still binding our preference opinion. So yeah, I'm just using that. S is actually my chain heal. I used to chain heal a lot in like, what's it called, the Burning Crusade at like Sunwell and all that. You had to use lower ranks of chain heal, and S was like the easiest button to press, and yeah, just it's pretty much stuck there. And yeah, I don't know, it's an easy to press button. It's a really important spell, or was an important spell. Now you rarely use it, and you can use it in PvP as well, like Spearling plus Tidebringer. It's actually really powerful, and yeah, you can do that. And then it's like the gift. It's like point and shoot pretty much. That's nice. Shiv is my racial. I actually have racials on F2 on most of my characters, but on Dwarf I always had Shift G on Dwarf. Yeah. Shift F is my totem, which my totem is like Sky Fury or Counter Strike or Wave Fury, you know, the the PvP ones. Shifty is Trinket, uh, which is like old bind as well. I wasn't a fan of having Trinket on like one bind because I was so afraid of trinketing nothing, like accidentally pressing it. I used to have Trinket on T, but I found myself trinketing nothing because I like went for a 5 and actually pressed T, and 5 is my Earth Shield since forever. So yeah, I would like trinket nothing and Earth Shield my target, which was pretty embarrassing. So I just went to Shifty, and this is way back in Burning Crusade. And then yeah, then I don't have any binds on this. I used to, not anymore. F2 again, it's my racial. Shift F2 is heroism, and then Shift S is my link. Yeah, since pretty much since link got introduced, it's my Shift S bind. Control tilde 1 2 3. These are all my DPS buttons, let's say, outside of purge, which is T. And yeah, this is like hex on a target that you don't have a macro for, like for pets. And I just press Alt X, and I used to do Alt Z, Alt X, and Alt C for flame. No, not flame shock, for Earth Shock stun. But I haven't played elemental lately, so I'm not used to these buttons anymore. But I think it's a nice idea to like Earth Shock stun anyone in the arena that you like without targeting them. You know, you just bam, Alt C Earthshock Arena 3 or Alt X Earthshock Arena 2 or Alt Z Earthshock Arena 1. So yeah, I found that useful. Control 4 is my water walking, doesn't really do anything. It's not really a magic debuff, so it just disappears on damage. So yeah, you can press it, but it has absolutely no impact whatsoever, at least in arenas. And then it's purge, and purge, it's yeah, pretty straightforward. You press purge, and yeah, T is again a pretty easy button to press for me, so I just have T. So yeah, this is like my other main bars, because these are like the bars. Yeah, most of which I don't really use that often. I mean, I barely use these buttons, like the Alt ZXC I almost never use. Heroism I almost never use. F2 I use a lot on like Orc and Draenei, because F2 is actually my racials on those shamans. And yeah, S I don't use much. I almost never press it unless I'm spiraling talent, and even then I'm probably not gonna play with the chain heal. A Alt F1 and F1. I think I used to have, yeah, I also have bubble on this on my paladin, but yeah. F1 is my normal healing stream totem, and Alt F1 is like healing tide. Pretty easy to press for me as well. Alt F I never use, maybe in PvE. H I never use. Y I use a lot, it's my slow. Then we have Res, and then we have Mage Food and Hellstone. This is like Air Grab. And then it's like Ghost Wave, which is C, and Alt C, which is my mount. Yeah, pretty straightforward as well. Then I have like R, which is Sheer Arena 1, Shift R, Shift Arena 2, and then right here it's Shift Arena 3. I used to press Control R, but I found myself not pressing it fast enough, so I just switched to R to Alt R, which is way easier to press, and I just use CR for water. And then I have like hexes for arena 1 to 3, which are shift 1 to 3, pretty easy to remember. I used to have like binds here for my flame shocks, but I removed them because I think they required shift or alt, and I think it was actually alt W A D, I think, and I was actually trying to heal with alt and I was fucking myself up, so I just removed them. I used to have, I mean, I mostly made it for arena 1 to 3 for elemental, but I just gave up on them because I'm too used to alt for self-healing, so yeah, it would fuck my groove on. And here I have, okay, now we can go to the macros section. I guess these like are all my binds, and like just went through each spell on them. Okay, now let's see some macros. These are like targeting macros, which I would have for naming. I used to have this because I didn't want to target the pet. I'm used to playing with people that have a pet, hunter or warlocks, mostly warlocks. So I didn't want to target pet ever. I pretty much had another bind for the pet itself, since both of my main warlocks that I was playing with not playing anymore, or you know, one is doing like some, doesn't matter anyway. So yeah, not playing with warlocks anymore, so like stable warlocks anymore. So yeah, I just not using this select party member by name, which was really useful actually, because now, like I said before, when you double tap, you actually select your party member, which is the warlock, and then on the second tap you're gonna select its pet. So that's pretty awkward when you try to dispel or actually even heal. Okay, so not a big issue, but sometimes you may fuck up. So yeah. And then what else? Like this is like, I think the only targeting macro that I have. Not add-ons, keybinds, and macros over here. Yeah. So yeah, party 1, party 2, and I would just switch. Let's say let's say Sonic Storm was party 2. I always have this thing when I enter arena. I need to see the last man as party 2. And if it's like Sonic Storm, it's not party 2, it's party 1, I would just switch this to be the same as what my interface actually shows. And yeah, I don't know why it's a visual plus brain thing. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but yeah, I used to do this, so it was really easy to target them. And yeah, now having like party 1, party 2, it's also it's like we don't have that issue. It's like the naming could be like you wanted to select the visual marker, which is a warrior over here, but he was actually over here, like on the downside. So I had to press like the middle one. I had to press like my party 2 bind, which is like down guy. So it was confusing at times. So yeah, I was just swapping around this every arena, and I was making sure I was targeting the right guy, or like visually the right guy. Mentally, whatever button I was pressing, I would have got the right person, but visually it was awkward. I don't know, it's a weird thing. Okay, so that's about it with the targeting. What else do we have? This is like at cursor slow, like Urban Totem, which is actually really easy to understand. I can't press it there, let's press it here. Okay. Instead of having to like press the keybind for totem, and then like you have the circle appearing. Let's actually demonstrate with earth grab from here. Let's say earth grab, yeah, I press the button and then, god damn it, let's bind it somewhere, bind it there, okay, boom, see this circle? You would actually have to press and then press again, so this was awkward at times. And add cursor, actually you don't see the circle anymore, but you pretty much know what's the range, so yeah. And even if you know what's the range, most of the time the guy is lagging and you may actually miss the route or the slow, so yeah, that's awesome. And then we have this little thing which is called CC totem because it's what it is. You have stun, and look at my icon, we have the icon on V right here, right? Boom, changes icon instantly. Boom, changes icon instantly. So yeah, that's very useful. You don't have to drag the totem there or replace it, you know, it's just auto changing and it's pretty nice. And I have the same one which is over here somewhere. Where the fuck is it? Come on. There it is. I have the same one with Sky Fury, Counter Strike and Wind Fury Totem. Does the exact same thing. I can't really showcase it right now, it's over here, and whenever I change to Counter Strike it just goes Counter Strike here. I don't have to like drag the icon and press it on the other one and bind it and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, it's a really useful macro. And yeah, what else do we have? The same at cursor I have for pretty much every ability that requires another click. So that's like my totem, my healing rain, my spiraling talent, and my gift. So that's basically it. And then I have my dispel macro, which I don't use anymore because I like change party members so often. But this was really useful. I will eventually, I'm gonna start using it again because I may have like constant, I mean the same members, so I'm gonna just make like 3 or 4 macros like this, and when I play with somebody I'll just drag the icon with those names, and then if I play with other team, gonna drag those names, you know, because it's like way easier to do. Like for example, I have like to click with my, what's it called, with my party 2, let's say. I'm selecting party 2 is in a ship, and after selecting party 2 I have to press this spell, right? So that's like half a second, maybe less than half a second, but you could do that instantly like this. Bam. I have E, a normal press of E. Let's just go into macro again. So normal press is always my melee or arena 1 member, and then I have like shift E, which is almost always the caster or the arena part or party member 2, and for myself I always use alt E. So yeah, those are the dispel, that's the dispel macro. And why I have it like this, because usually melees are the most impacted by CC because they have to reach the target again, and if they get like novad or ship for 1 second, the other guy can move away and kite them forever most of the time. And having to dispel them instantly, that means they will just be on the target still and still do damage, and it really matters. So that's why I have the easiest press for the melee, which is, yeah, simple E press. Okay, that's some displacer shit. Yeah, this is the Earthshock macros I was talking about earlier. It's like a focus shear, which I almost never use anymore. I just use it for the target equals target one. I don't even, yeah, this is so old. Doesn't really matter now. Yeah, pulverize, this is an elemental one. Grounding with stop casting. This is my purge. This is an old purge macro, which I don't really use anymore that much. I think I have only the focus purge now macro, which I think it's over here. Yeah, that's the one. I have the focus purge, and that's it. Actually, it's not. It used to be a focus purge, and then I changed it to purge specific people. Like, let's say it's a holy priest on the other side, and I can use this to purge the shield. I sometimes swap around and actually use this one, like shift T arena 2 and shift alt T arena 3 and T just being arena 1. So I actually sometimes swap this, but not that much. Okay, then I have this root. Yeah, I'm not using this anymore. I should change it. Like, may as well delete it. This is like the Spirit Link one. Yeah, these are basically all my macros. I don't have really complicated macros. Looking at this, I'm actually thinking of making a better purge 1 to 3 macro actually. But I need to configure my targeting as well to see like shields or stuff. Yeah, so basically these are my macros, my keybinds. I think I went through everything. If I miss something, please post a comment asking about it. And yeah, I'm gonna link my interface video again, like up here. And that's about it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. It's longer than I thought it's gonna be, but I took it slow and I didn't want to rush through it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this, and see you next time. Bye.